Hi Gemini, welcome to your weekly check-in for the 22nd to the 28th of October. So if you'd like a personal reading with me, then please send me an email and see the info in the description box below the video. As usual, you're also welcome to like, share, comment on the video or subscribe to the channel. So the books you can see here in front of you are from the decks, the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. Obviously the Akashic Tarot says it's a tarot deck, but for me it literally feels like an oracle deck. It's never felt like a tarot deck for me so far, so that's why I'm going to use it as an oracle deck. With the Whispers of Love deck here, I was drawn to using this today and I didn't quite know why. But thinking back, I think it's because I'm getting a sense of maybe it's because we're going into winter now and it's where you're at home more, you're nice and cozy and warm in your home and spending time to yourself for most people, or for a lot of people. But there's sort of a self-love, self-care element that I think came in here with this one. Self-love isn't just about declaring or announcing that you love yourself, and self-care isn't just about treating yourself. It's a consistent thing, isn't it? It's about consistently honouring, nurturing, nourishing your overall well-being, and that can be mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually as well. And that actually takes practice. It's not just automatic, is it, for most of us? It takes practice to do that for yourself, and it is a practice in itself as well. Sometimes we actually need a reminder to look after ourselves and to love ourselves as well. But anyway, let's get on with your reading. So we're going to start off with the Whispers of Love Oracle deck first of all and get you a main theme or focal point. So what does Gemini need to know as their main theme for the 22nd to the 28th of October? Yep, I'm getting a yes on that, even though it came out so quickly. It says, look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. And also demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. So we'll put those there. And we will get your tarot cards. So we're going to get your theme from the tarot cards as well. So again, what is Gemini's main theme or focal point for the weekly check-in? Right, we have the Four of Cups and we also have the Fool as well. So initially I'm getting you might need to sort of free yourself from feeling complacent, apathetic maybe even. Yeah, that's what I'm getting straight off. But let's look at your specific energy. Right, you have the Ten of Cups. Oh, these are you're getting very contradictory cards, aren't you, in the Five of Pentacles? So you may be, the kind of cards you've got so far, it looks like you are potentially overcoming challenges of feeling disappointed or left out in the cold. What's the bridge is the question I'm kind of wanting to ask here, because they're very opposite energies. I mean, the Four of Cups is just where you feel like there's no way out, isn't it? A lot of the time. And then with the Fool, that's where you're completely free. You're willing to go off and do whatever. You just, yeah, complete sense of freedom. Four of Cups is stuck. The Fool is freedom. Five of Pentacles is like poverty and being downtrodden. And the Ten of Cups is the opposite of being completely emotionally fulfilled, being with other people, shared happiness as well. I mean, this is shared poverty, isn't it? So very contradictory. This is going to be this will be interesting to see what the bridge is here with these things. Let's look at the external or surrounding energy. That may be the bridge, but we'll find out. So what is the external or surrounding energy for Gemini within this reading and this weekly check-in, please? So we've got my battered Queen of Wands, which there's a story about that on the community page. I mean, that is the bridge actually. if you've been through what she's been through and why she ended up looking so battered, then that is the bridge. And we have the Two of Pentacles as well. So let's put those there. Let's get you a card of advice. So we have the death card. Okay, that's a bridge as well, isn't it? Literally, like, death is the bridge between, well, it's like death, the death of something old to get to a point of rebirth. So that is a bridge. Right, okay. With the Queen of Wands here and that Two of Pentacles, it's like it feels like, can I get what I want? How do I get what I want? It feels more like can I than how do I, to be honest. But we'll see what else comes out. I mean, what's with this? Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. That would be that there. Okay. So with the Demonstrate Love card, it does say find out what is important to those you love and act on it. It could be about other people, but again, as I said, there was a whole self-love and self-care reason why I picked the deck. And maybe that's about you. Maybe you need to demonstrate love to yourself, find out what's important to you and act on it, possibly. But let's get some clarifiers. This is interesting already. Let's see what's going on here. So the Fool with the Four of Cups, why is that there? Why is the Fool with the Four of Cups, please? Oh, that's a lot. No, I'm going to try that again. That was quite a few. So the Fool and the Four of Cups. So you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So I would already say there's like a desire for a new opportunity. But it looks like you may be stuck or needing to overcome a sense of being stuck rather than being free to pursue what you want to pursue. You've got the Chariot. I mean, the Chariot is a card of movement, isn't it? But here, I say it can be about alignment as well. You've got one Sphinx sitting there. That's like the Four of Cups stuck. And then the one standing up is like the Fool ready to go, really. But you are the charioteer. You're the one who has the power to instruct the Sphinxes and get them to do what you want them to do. So anything else for that? Oh, that's too many. Yeah, that's too many. I'm going to try that again. I mean, they might be right, but it's just a lot in one go, isn't it? Right, you have the Seven of Pentacles. That does feel like that Queen of Pentacles. Like, is it worth it? Can I do it? Kind of energy. Anything else? Even how can I increase, grow something? We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this is in reverse, and it's interesting having it next to the Seven of Pentacles, because when you are, I mean, this is literally, well, this isn't real, is it? Obviously, you've got pentacles there growing on a tree. But in terms of growing things like crops or whatever, it needs water, doesn't it? But here, the water's been tipped out. So are you feeling depleted? I think this has been a bit of a running theme for you. Are you feeling depleted, that's why you don't feel free? Maybe you feel depleted and it's like you've got nothing else to give. I mean, the Ace of Cups is emotions, aren't they? Anything else? It's like almost like you don't see a way out, and again, that's like a running theme. So we've got Six of Cups and Two of Swords. That is literally not seeing a way out, isn't it? It's where you've got two truths. You probably have a decision to make, but you can't see, and you need to rely on your intuition and that to don't know which way that was to get you out. And the Star is a card of hope and faith as well. And I suppose that would be where it says, look to your inner strength. I mean, the Fool is a card of faith and hope as well, in a way. They take a leap of faith. I'm going to sub-clarify the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups here. And I may do the Six of Cups as well. So Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So I can see why you could potentially have an energy of, can I do this with that Seven of Pentacles and Five of Swords? I mean, that can be self-sabotage. It can be interference from others as well. Anything else? For that Seven of Pentacles. And there's the Queen of Wands again. It's like needing to stand up for it. with that Queen of Wands there, if there is anyone or anything that's kind of in opposition or sabotaging what you're trying to grow, what you're trying to achieve, it's a case of having to stand up for it and trust that and sort of believe that you have the power, you're stronger than you realize. Let's get one more for the Seven of Pentacles. Not letting the doubts hold you back. And is that okay? That's that way. It fell that way, didn't it? Yeah. Not letting the doubts or the fears of disappointment or actual disappointment sort of stop you in your tracks. Keep going. Let's look at the Ace of Cups in reverse. So that's the Four of Cups again, but this time in reverse. Right, so you may be turning down. So you could be turning down an opportunity to go towards something new. It just feels like it's not fulfilling with that. I mean, that is the obvious, that's usually the obvious meaning of the Four of Cups. Yeah, because you've got that card here of find out what is important to those you love and act on it. So I said it could be about finding out what's important to yourself and acting on it. Maybe you're turning away from what isn't important to you and focusing on yourself. Anything else for that Ace of Cups? In a weird way for me, the Four of Cups, it feels like the bridge between that Four of Cups and the Fool there. That does kind of feel like the bridge, where you're aware of what you don't want and you're willing and open to go towards something new. Anything else for that Ace of Cups in reverse? Yeah, you may have already established that something isn't worth it, potentially. Anything else for that? Yeah, it's over. I think you've already figured out that, no, this is done, or it has to be done, it has to end, whatever it is. I'm not, you'll know based on your circumstances what this is, but yeah. Anything else? It's just not emotionally fulfilling and you want your freedom back. Yeah, this is where you take control, the Emperor, whether that's what you're doing or whether it's something that you need to do to, yeah. Justice isn't upright yet, but probably that's what you're working on, and that's what I mean when I say the bridge. It's like, what's the bridge between the disappointment or whatever it is you don't want and getting to what you do want? I'm just going to move these up because I want to have a look still at that Six of Cups as well. So Six of Cups, I'm going to try that again. I'm not sure if that didn't quite feel right, so let's try it again. Why is the Six of Cups there? We have, I think I pulled it up that way, didn't I? The Sun. Anything else? Four of Swords. Anything else? Two of Wands and Seven of Wands. So that's the Six of Cups is about the past. Whatever this is that you've decided is no longer fulfilling, it may have made you happy in the past. With that Sun there being in reverse, it may have previously made you happy, but not anymore. It probably doesn't give you a sense of peace anymore. It's like your peace has been disturbed, so you're ready to go for a new option and to stand up for that as well. Or a new opportunity, should I say, not a new option. Okay, we're going to leave that there because I've just realised that's the first set of the tarot cards, and I've spent ages on that, but I just find it quite fascinating. And I've got a ton of cards to put back in the deck now. So, yep, the key theme for you is it's like you've realised that something's just not fulfilling and you're ready to be free and try something new, to pursue something new. With that Five of Pentacles there, I don't know if you've been left out in the cold and now you're needing to find your happiness, or you're leaving someone out in the cold, or you're going to have to leave someone out in the cold to pursue whatever it is that makes you happy now. As I said, find out what's important to you. Well, it says others, but I would say to you, and act on it based on this reading, how this reading's going. with that Queen of Wands there, so in like a lower vibration, and I don't know how else to do, like other ways of describing a lower vibration, so I'm just going to say lower vibration, she can be seen as selfish. And for some reason I'm thinking, is that something that you're thinking here or debating, if depending on what choice you make? Are you concerned about being seen as selfish for doing that? But let's go to that Ten of Cups and Five of Pentacles. Why is the Ten of Cups and Five of Pentacles there? So this is your energy specifically. There might be some guilt. You may feel a bit of guilt if you do have to leave anybody, sort of reject anyone or leave anyone out in the cold in this situation. So Ten of Cups and Five of, we've got the Ten of Cups again, Five of Pentacles, but you seem pretty determined that you want your Ten of Cups. And the Queen of Wands is quite determined to get what she wants as well, isn't she? Try that again. Yeah, Three of Cups. There may be people, literally people. As I said, you might have to reject someone or leave people behind in order to get this happiness. I mean, Ten of Cups for me is shared happiness. So you may be leaving people behind and moving on with new people, where you can genuinely share happiness with them and celebrate with them, and you're all kind of on the same page. Seven of Swords in reverse. So Seven of Swords for me upright can be deceit. Okay. Here it could be about revealing the truth potentially. I've said sometimes for me it's like an escape plan as well, or taking a risk. Let's see what comes after it, and I think I'll sub-clarify it because that's interesting having it there. Could be about the truth, because Ten of Wands after that, that's like releasing a burden. And then the Hanged Man, it's something that you know, it's like your inner knowledge, inner knowing. It's something that you probably keep into yourself, so I'll probably sub-clarify that as well. I mean, it could be something to do with, because you've got the Three of Cups there, and sometimes when I see the Four of Cups and see the Three Cups there, that's like the support, that's friendships. You could be leaving an old group of friends to pursue a new group of friends, or community, social group, possibly. That's one way of looking at it. Family even, but the Three of Cups is usually community or friend. I mean, your family are kind of your community as well, aren't they? Let's look at that Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords there? So you've got the Seven of Cups. Anything else? Do I trust? Did I? Okay, I'm going to put that back because I can't tell which way it came out, whether it was upright or reverse, because it fell on my arm, so, and I wasn't paying attention when I picked it up off my arm. It's definitely leaving something behind, isn't it? Is that the same one that wanted to? Yeah, Nine of, you know, I'm going to take it. It didn't come out properly, but it does want to come out. To me, this feels like you wanting your, again, freedom, independence. You may have realized yourself, or you may be revealing the truth to someone else or other people, that you want to explore other opportunities. You want to create a new foundation for yourself. You want to leave something behind and have your own sense of freedom and independence, I think, is what I'm getting here. I mean, I think there has there been a running theme for Gemini? You know, I can't remember. I'm not going to guess because I might get it wrong. But I do feel like there was something at some point within the last couple of weeks about feeling downtrodden, potentially. So yeah, this would make sense. So I said I also wanted to do the Hanged Man, didn't I? Let's have a look at the Hanged Man. Oh, we've got the Two of Cups. Okay, I'll try that again because it just flipped in a really weird way. The Hanged Man, I nearly said Two of Cups again then. This is where you've had a change of perspective on where you want to focus your energy and your efforts and your attention. And it could be work related, it may not be, but let's have a look here. Right, you've got the moon. Let's put it here. You also have the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Swords, and I'll get one more and then leave it at that. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. And that is, where is it? That would be what's important to you. That's your values. That's what you value. And I think it's yourself, isn't it? There's that whole self-care, self-love thing that comes into things. I mean, it could be with the Pentacles. It could be as simple as if you were working on any kind of project or work with anyone. You want to go off on your own. You want to go off on your own path and do things independently for yourself. You might want to pursue your own business. You might want to go freelance. If you were an apprentice for somebody or something like that, you may want to leave that behind and pursue something different. If you're a student, you might have decided that whatever you were studying you weren't getting anything out of it, like it wasn't fulfilling you, and you might want to pursue a different path there. But yeah, this is where you have the knowledge, or you have a perspective that you want to change where you put your efforts. That's where you've kept it to yourself, that is. But you know that things are changing and you want to end whatever it is. And you know what's valuable to you now, or you're ready to try and find out what's valuable to you. I mean, you're valuable yourself. So it's like honoring yourself, honoring what you feel is worth it or not. Right, let's put these away. So that would be demonstrating love, wouldn't it? Leaving something behind that you feel just doesn't fulfill you or honor you anymore. Could be as simple as leaving a job. So I'm just putting the cards back in the deck in different places so they don't fall out in the same place. So again, I would say it's like you're rejecting something to pursue your own happiness. Right, Queen of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. That's an external or surrounding energy. If this isn't your energy, and remember I said that it could be that you may feel selfish about making the decision to leave something behind. You may feel guilty about it, or it's a case of thinking about how can I do this? What was I going to say? If it's not you, then it could be somebody else interfering and kind of trying to sway your decision, potentially. But let's clarify it and see what comes up here. So we've got the Page of Pentacles. So that's where you sort of know how you feel, and it's like a new... I'm going to try that again. It's like a pure intention. It's a new feeling about what it is that you want that will make you feel happy. It's the beginning phase, isn't it? It's like if you're in a relationship with somebody, that's the phase where you first meet them and you're starting to get to know them. Maybe you're starting to get to know yourself and what will make you, you're starting to get to know what feels important to you, what feels like honoring yourself potentially. Anything else with that Queen of Wands and 2 of Pentacles? We have the Hermit. That's about knowing yourself, isn't it? The Hermit goes inwards, and it's a journey of self-discovery and inner knowing, isn't it? We have the Devil, and we have the Page of Pentacles. I'll get one more. So that's where that's planting a new seed, isn't it? It's where you start from scratch. So again, if you're a student or if it's work related, you could be starting something new, leaving something old behind and starting something new. Let's get one more. If that actually come out. We have the 7 of Cups. So I'm going to keep it kind of reversed and I will sub-clarify. So let's sub-clarify the Devil. That's the things that hold you back. It could be that you're still, you might be open but not 100% able to move forward because there's still more that you need to know about yourself with that Hermit, with the Devil in between the Hermit and the Page of Pentacles. It's like you've got to figure out what you know inside of yourself before you can make a move in the physical world. Anything else? King of Wands, so that's for the Devil. Oh, King of Swords. Okay, so there could potentially be quite a bit of interference because these are like lots of different people. You've got the Queen of Wands, King of Wands, King of Swords, Two of Wands, and it almost feels like people, potentially people in your life who think that they know you better than you know yourself. But it's like, I'd say the Two of Wands is you, where your back is turned towards that, and it's like, well, no, I can't let any of you interfere or distract me from my path and my freedom of choice. I have to go off and choose what I want to do for myself. Yeah, it literally feel, I mean, it is different characters, but sometimes in the in readings it can be that it's just different aspects. I mean, it could be different aspects of yourself, but it feels more like people that are interfering and sort of, yeah. Okay, let's look at that Seven of Cups. That could be a challenge then, that you may need to sort of stand up to anyone who's trying to interfere, or shut them out, shut them down, block them. And I don't literally mean block them necessarily like on social media or phone calls or whatever, but whatever they're trying to, any interference, shut the interference down and sort of make it clear that, no, it's my decision, not yours. So it's not up for discussion. Right, let's look at that Seven of Cups. That would be where that inner strength comes in. You're stronger than you realize. And that again is another way of demonstrating love to yourself. Once you know what's important to you, if anybody else is coming at you trying to tell you that what you're doing is wrong or that they know better for you, then shutting that down is one way of demonstrating love for yourself. That is a form of self-care and self-love as well, isn't it? And that takes practice as well. It doesn't mean that you just suddenly have the balls to shut people down. It does take practice and consistency. So let's look at that Seven of Cups in reverse. I think that's coming out of any confusion. That would be about coming out of any confusion, knowing what you want to do and figuring out how you can use your skills and abilities to create it. And that will sort of eventually, because it's a work, this upside down, it's the sun is like a work in progress, lead to your happiness and make everything clearer for you as well. So you might be figuring out how you can use your skills to get your happiness. Oh, too many. That is too many. I think I'll take the Eight of Wands and Six of Swords, but I'm not going to take these because that's like 5 cards. So Eight of Wands, yeah, that's how you move, figuring out how to use your skills and ability to move forward, move on. Six of Swords, again, it's moving on, but it's towards something peaceful. Again, if anybody's interfering or trying to put you off or telling you that they know better than you do, they know you better than you know yourself, moving away from that, leaving that behind. Okay, let's put these back. I actually quite like your reading, Gemini. I do really like this reading. It feels empowered, and if you're not there yet, if you're not in a stage where you're ready to shut people down, or you haven't been able to shut anyone down yet, or you're still trying to get out of this any energy of feeling stuck, then it has the potential. This has the potential to be very empowered phase or situation for you, if you're willing to stand up for it and use your strength, use your inner strength. So let's look at death. This is the transformation, isn't it? So that's the advice. I mean, first of all, death would say to put an end to anything anything that's kind of holding you back, the past situation, whatever it is that's leaving you feeling unfulfilled. Just give these cards a shuffle and then we'll clarify that death card. So you've got Two of Pentacles again. Maybe you need to choose to shut things down, or you need to choose to make a move, to move in a new direction. And I've just said move in a new direction and the Two of Wands came out, and that's about choosing your path, isn't it? Yeah. So potentially, you may already know that something's done, that something's unfulfilling, but you may not have yet made a literal move. You may not have taken action. Maybe you're weighing up the pros and cons, deciding how to do it, what to do. But it's like the only way you can become unstuck is by making a move. Yes, it's ending something is part of that, but then you can end something, but if you don't move forward after you've ended something or move on, then you're still stuck, aren't you? You've literally got to move forward in it. So we've got the world, which is like a new cycle, going into a new cycle, choosing the path to go into a new cycle. You've got Seven of Wands. That would be that that's that form of self-care and self-love where you shut anyone down that tries to kind of interfere. And then Ace of Wands is like that spark. For me, it's often like that resilience and that strength where you're inspired to do something and you kind of determined to do it. Let me get something for that Seven of Wands. I'm just curious. Oh, that's that determination. That is the determination. Nobody would tell the Knight of Wands you can't do this or you can't do that. He's going to do it. And to be frank, he's not even going to debate it. Like probably one of the other court cards. I'm not saying like the King of Wands might try to justify it, but he'd probably be willing to sort of say to someone, well, no, I'm going to do this. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do this. I don't even think the Knight of Wands would speak. He'd just turn his horse around and ride off without even saying anything. That's kind of the vibe I get from him. It's like it's literally not even up for discussion. Like he's not even going to say a word. He's just going to turn his back on you. All you're going to see is his horse's arse riding off with dust, shooting at you. Yes, that was a bit dramatic, but yeah, that's the image I had, was literally the horse's ass and somebody being left in the dust with just an anus riding off into the sunset with the Knight of Wands on its back. So the Hierophant in reverse, that could potentially be, like I said, where anyone just, yeah, look, the horse's butt is facing the Hierophant. The Hierophant could potentially be someone that feels like they're an authority and they know better than you, but you're kind of rejecting that. Okay. That image is going to stick with me with that now, isn't it? With the horse's butt facing the Hierophant. Right, I've got Nine of Swords. So if you are feeling anxious about that, then again, look to your inner strength. I'm going to try that again because it's kind of like 50 cards wanted to come out of the deck. Five of Cups. So you may fear disappointment as well. There may be anxiety. You may fear a bit of disappointment. But again, Seven of Wands is strength. It's inner strength. It's using that. Four of Swords in reverse. I would say that's about wanting to get your own sense of peace. But obviously, again, you have to stand up to get that. Or you may be worried about whether whatever it is you want to pursue will bring you peace. Where has that gone? Five of Swords. There's that interference again. Okay, so that Four of Swords with the Five of Swords is like a disturbing the peace. You may be concerned about whatever choice you're making, that it could potentially disturb the peace with others. But again, freedom of choice. You've got the freedom to make your own choices and choose your own path. I mean, you don't want to go around purposely hurting people and just dissing people left, right and centre. But if they're standing in the way of something and trying to interfere with your business, then you do have a right to stand up to them and shut them down. So let's get you some final cards of advice. It is actually winter here in the well, it feels like winter this week. It's been freezing in the morning, so I've got a heater on now and I'm absolutely roasting, so it's time to turn the heater off. I'm not sure what card I've picked up from there, but it doesn't matter because we're at the end of the reading now. So final card of advice from the Akashic Tarot. And there's a card that's coming to mind, and if that comes out, it will be very, very interesting to do with conflict. But let's see what you get. I almost thought it was on the bottom of the deck then. You've got clearing the way on the bottom of the deck. I did shuffle and separate the cards before I started the reading, and that is kind of almost what your reading is about. Remember I talked about the bridge? The bridge would be sort of clearing, part of the bridge would be clearing the way, wouldn't it? Clearing the path so that you can move forward in whatever it is you want to do. So let's shuffle the deck again. Let's give it one more shuffle. Okay, what else does Gemini need to know for their weekly check-in? If I can get the cards to come out. Yep. We've got two. We have the Divine Physician, and we also have the Light of the World. So I don't know how these are going to fit into the reading, but we will find out. I'm going to leave that like that. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. So number 6, Divine Physician. Right, it's about, this is a card about healing, so it gives you a message for the card with it being upright and a message for it being in reverse. I'm going to read both because both could potentially be relevant. So upright, the Divine Physician stands before a well, carrying a jug of healing water and sharing his light of healing with those nearby. Upon his robe is the caduceus, I believe that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure, the emblem of medicine and healing. Called Diansecht, I don't know if that's right, by the Celts, he made the mortally wounded rise again through his incantations of sacred words. This powerful, eternal healing spirit walks with you at this time. This card indicates that you are moving into a time of magnificent healing on many levels. There's a person who can be a great healer for you, as well as a teacher who shares healing gifts that you can pass on to others. If you don't know this person yet, keep your eyes open. He or she is coming. You may also find yourself being called to help others at this time. Remember that word and thought, belief and feeling are key components in healing the self and in teaching others to heal. They are important tools in the Divine Physician's medical bag, so make sure they are a part of yours too. Know that the light of healing shines around you and through you. Such a radiant joy can bring well-being to all. So I would say, again, focus on belief and feeling. And that's, again, look to your inner strength. You could be healing. The part of this could be a process of healing for you. If you've been in a situation where you felt unfulfilled, unhappy, depleted for a very long time, it could partly be a period of healing for you. Oh, wow, this is interesting now. Reversed, you may have lost sight of all that's required for your own self-care. Or if you are on a path of discovering your healing gifts, you may have gotten sidetracked. So that could be people interfering, and it doesn't necessarily mean to do with healing gifts, but in general, in whatever you're trying to pursue. You may have gotten sidetracked for a while. In any event, it's time to get back to your care, get back to your own self-honoring, and reconnect with your gifts. You may have also forgotten the power of your thoughts, ideas, and emotions, which are part of the elixir that brings healing to you and helps you bring healing to others. Make sure you attend to these ingredients as you put yourself back on your path. The Divine Physician, your words of power and the actions you take to support them will make you rise. So we talked about taking, I believe we spoke about making action to move forward, not just leaving something behind. Anyway, the Akashic Force message says, sense the Divine Physician as he steps in front of you and pours the light and energy of perfect healing into you. Close your eyes and feel the radiant warmth of joyful health and well-being. Own the harmony and strength that fill you. Right, so if there is anyone that can support you on your path, it doesn't literally have to mean to do with healing and gifts. It could be, but if not, there could actually be someone out there who may be able to help and support you potentially as well. Let's look at that Light of the World card, which is number 10. So again, upright message gives upright and reverse, but I'll do both. So upright, it says, an old sage holds a glowing lantern and knocks on a door with no latch. A young man inside is too distracted to answer the knock. Your divine being is trying to get your attention. All it takes is a moment of your awareness to open the door. Though your life may be busy, the opportunity now presents itself for you to move into higher awareness. It's a great time to open to your higher self and all its wisdom and powers. It is your soul, your eternal being who approaches, but it is up to you and only you to open the door. You do that by taking real and regular action in knowing and feeling the wise and radiant being you are forever. Through meditation and study, you can own that enormous love, power, and vision. You can make every day sacred by going within. Once you do, you will know a radiant and greater power in every step and with every word. You will be able to bring this magnificent force to your world, changing your life forever. And you know that knock, this idea of the knock at the door, and I believe I said something about you may be aware now of what it is that's not making you happy. That's like a wake-up call, isn't it? And again, that's the bridge, isn't it? Awareness is the bridge. taking action is the bridge, to leave something and then move forward as well. It's all part of a, yeah, it's all part of a bridge, isn't it? So in reverse, it says, in this reversal, something disruptive in your life may have thrown you off balance. That literally looks like that, where you've got the Queen of Wands and then the Two of Pentacles being balanced, or him trying to balance them. So it says, or you may have gotten very busy and the personal self has focused on the little details of life instead of the inner priorities of spiritual truth. You have put the higher self behind you and may turn to it only occasionally and sometimes only when a personal need arises. Understand that as long as you ignore the highest part of who you are, you turn away from the greatest source of your power and joy. The light of eternal wisdom is knocking. Open the door and keep opening it until you hold it within you absolutely. And the Akashic Force message says, with a deep breath, fill yourself with the grace and peace and light of your higher self. Your vision opens to a wider universe and you realize that you have all the time and power in the world. Eternity fills you. And your message, I think probably out of all of the messages I've recorded so far, yours is the most that goes a lot towards self-love and self-care, and honoring yourself. I said that self-love and self-care, it's not just making a declaration or treating yourself occasionally, it's a consistent effort to honor, nurture and nourish your overall well-being, isn't it? So your message heavily, your reading heavily carries that message in whatever it is you're doing. But I will leave it there for you. Again, if you'd like a personal reading, please send me an email. See the description box for information on that. As usual, you're welcome to like, share or comment on the video, and you're welcome to subscribe to the channel. Until the next video, take care.